drill though, what would make Tipton County perfect instead of being close to perfect? That might be the first question.
Well, that's still up for debate, Eric, so you can't reveal that just yet.
And for the record too, as far as, if your phone goes off and it's the first alert weather app, that is absolutely acceptable. Let's just put that on the board right now. So my name is Eric Brill. I've been a meteorologist over at Action News 5. We're coming up on about 2 years now. Over the past few days, you may have been getting sick of seeing me on your television because we certainly have seen our fair share of severe weather here over the past few days. Fortunately, as far as the general spring's concerned, it hasn't been anything too crazy or too over the top, but I know there were some pretty nasty storms, and it certainly has been pretty warm here as far as really the Eagles are concerned. But basically, my job is to try to keep everybody safe here. You know, when it comes to severe thunderstorms and tornadoes and just bad weather in general, the purpose of what I do is to let everybody know, give them a first alert, to give the plug of the branding our chief meteorologist Ron Childers always likes to tell me to do here. But it's to keep everybody safe. If we have a tornado warning that's anywhere around the Mid-South, in our Ewing area, it extends from Oxford, Mississippi, to Helena, West Helena, Arkansas, all the way up to Blytheville, to Dyersburg, obviously you guys here, Corinth, Selmer, Memphis, it's all over the place. And personally, I take a lot of pride in going all around the Mid-South and getting to know all the nooks and crannies of the town, the communities around the region. I was here in Atoka about, I think it was 5 or 6 weeks ago, just getting some weather video, people enjoying the sunshine and just nice weather conditions. And it helps me to be able to go out and explore, drive around, and see what we have going on with the storm tracker that's out there. So this way, if unfortunately there's bad weather somewhere throughout Tipton County, I can say, all right, if you live by this place or that place, if you live by this high school or that store, something like that, it gives me landmarks that you guys can obviously relate to. Because if I just start rattling off a bunch of roads, you know, some people can be like, I don't know where that is. So that's really important to do. When it comes to us for severe weather, if there's any sort of tornado warning, we're going to go on right away. If there's a severe thunderstorm warning that has larger than quarter-size hail, and quarter-size hail is what you need, or larger, of course, in order to have a severe thunderstorm, we jump on right away. Or if the winds are greater than 60 miles per hour. And I know there were a couple of storms there that came through here that were pretty nasty on Monday and Tuesday. We wanted to make sure that we were on and gave you guys the alerts and told you what was going on with those storms coming on through here, because like I said, the whole purpose of what we do is to keep everybody safe. And when you have gentlemen and women that are around here that give us some of the information, what's going on here in Tipton County, or over into Lauderdale County, or Shelby County, all around the Mid-South, it gives us the eyes to know exactly the ground clarification or classification of what's hitting the ground at its tail, or if there's a tornado coming down, or if there's strong winds, basically the damage that comes out of those. We do have a couple of storm spotters that are out there too. They'll take the storm tracker out and about. We have 3 different cameras that are on there. One that faces the person that's talking, one that faces out the windshield, and then one that's on the roof. You guys will be able to see that out there as far as the storm tracker is concerned later on this evening. But being able to take that out and about, personally, I usually, on bad days of weather, I'm usually stuck inside the studio trying to be Ron Childers' right-hand man and let him know exactly what I'm seeing here. But we'll have meteorologist Patrick Ellis. We have a new meteorologist, Riley Witch, who started a few months ago. He'll be out and about in it. We just try to give you guys exactly the confirmation with your eyes what we're seeing, so this way it keeps everybody safe. Because we'll tell you if there's a tornado warning, but if you see a tornado, that really, I think, kind of gets people's attention, having that visual confirmation. And I know at least with Baker, at least we tried a decent amount about the weather, and he'll send in reports saying, hey, over in Drummonds there was baseball-sized hail. Hopefully not baseball-sized hail. You guys get my point. Or $50 hail, or 70-mile-per-hour winds, or whatever it may be. And there's a lot of different communicators all around the area that relay them to us. And from my standpoint, I always like seeing where storms are and where they're going. If they're coming from the northwest, if they're coming from northeast Arkansas, and they're sliding to the northeast towards Tipton County, it makes me say, okay, let me go alert everybody that's in Atoka, in Munford, in Covington, all around the region, and say, hey, this is headed in your direction. You have 20 minutes before you could be seeing some $50 size hail or ping pong size hail. Because if your car's outside, you're able to put it to a carport, you're going to want to do that, obviously, before the actual storms come. So this way it gives you a little bit of protection. But being able to have different officials here really, not only in Tipton County, but all around the Mid-South, kind of helps us help everybody here. And that's what it's all about. It's about keeping a community safe, and it's about just keeping the community rolling. And when you do have bad things that happen with storms, being able to see a community rally, I think, is just so important, because the worst days, yeah, they're not fun, but it's amazing how much good can come out of some of those bad days. So that's kind of my first little spiel here. Obviously, if anybody has any questions with anything, I'm sure between all of us, we'll be giving you guys a lot of information. But as far as severe weather goes here over the next few days, I think we have some cooler days ahead through the weekend. We could start to see some storms maybe Wednesday, about 6 days or so. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as bad as what we just experienced. But you know, we're always tracking, we're always keeping an eye on things here.
Eric, is there a particular month or months that severe weather happens more? I know when you were our guest in Brighton in September, October, or whenever it was, we just that day. So are there particular months that we all need to be a little bit of more knowing what's coming?
So naturally, this is where I was supposed to say all 12 months, but I always think kind of an emphasis from approximately the middle of February through about Memorial Day, kind of that, what would that be, 12-week span or so, give or take. I personally think that's always the time to keep an eye on, and with an emphasis from late March through really the month of April. Now, don't get me wrong, we can still get severe thunderstorms in June and July. And then there's kind of a secondary severe weather season, which can happen from roughly the middle of October through about Christmas or so. And then obviously we have to worry about, the potential snow and sleet. Obviously we had that going back now, about 3.5 months ago. That was an interesting weather event. I know up here was kind of that mix of sleet and snow, but down to our south, over into Clarksdale and Oxford, Mississippi, over towards Corinth, they had about 1.5 to 2 inches worth of ice. And as somebody that kind of cruised around and checked out those areas with the storm tracker after the fact, ice can cause a lot of damage, and I know a lot of people here know that from different rainstorms that have occurred over time here. So the severe weather season that unfortunately never ends really starts to curtail itself a little bit when we're in the hottest portion of the year. But that's when you'll get those quick little daytime thunderstorms that pop up. It'll drop 2 inches of rain before you can even sneeze, and by the time that happens, it's rained itself out, and it's humid as all get out. So yeah, it's always fun.